I've got this old piece of roofing that I'm going to be using for my chicken coop, and I've bought this little electric drill refitting plate shears, which I'm hoping is going to be able to cut through that roofing. So I'm going to be assembling it and installing it and then showing you how it works. So inside the box we've got a rod with a spring on it and a bolt and the cutting mechanism, some instructions on how to assemble it, and a hex key and two little spanners. So I'll put that together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the rod, and on the side here there's a hole that we're going to just screw the rod into. As tight as we can get it. I'm using an impact driver, so I've got my impact driver chuck, which I'm just placing that into and then tighten. And now you have to place your rod along the handle of your drill or impact driver, and with the little spring here on that side, you're going to attach it around like that and connect it onto the other side. Once you've done that, tighten this bolt so that it doesn't shift. It's quite a challenge to get the spring on, so I find it easiest if you put a piece of rope around and then pull it so that it goes over that little bar. I've taken a piece of rope or nylon cord and tied the spring, because when I switch it on, this spring on the side here wants to shoot off, so I don't want it coming off while I'm working with it, so I've tied it on. And now we can give it a try. Well, it seems to be cutting a wee bit, but these things to go over like that, I think a bit hard. Okay. So it cuts quite nicely, except it's a little bit difficult to just go over the ridges. So you just have to take your time with that. So it took a little bit of time, but I've managed to get through it, and now we're going to put it onto the roofing. After working with it for a while, as you can see, this spring has shut off the metal piece. So I'm pretty lucky that I tied that on, otherwise this whole thing would have rotated and smashed me in the face. Overall, a nice little tool to have, especially if you're cutting straight metal. For the ones that have got kinks or ridges in them, it does take a little bit of time to get through it. Thank you so much for watching.